Okay, so let's have a look at ergonomics in relation to a product, and today we're looking at this battery drill. So the first thing to do about ergonomics is to break it down into its three respective areas. So the first area we're going to look at is anthropometrics. Now, anthropometrics is really looking at human dimensions. Okay, so what human dimensions are specifically important in the design of this drill? Well, the most important, which you should mention, is the hand grip size. So whether or not your hand can actually fit around the handle and whether it's comfortable. The next important human dimension would be the index finger length. That's because once you've gripped the handle, you've still got to protrude your finger around the trigger in order to activate the drill. Now, the other thing that you should consider with anthropometrics is which percentile the drill has been designed for. Has it been designed for the 5th percentile? Has it been designed for the 95th percentile or the 50th percentile? Well, you want everybody to be able to use this drill, so it's best to design it for the 50th percentile. But if you design it for the 50th percentile, the majority of people will feel comfortable using it. So this drill is probably designed for the 50th percentile. Now, the next thing to consider is the psychology of using the drill or buying the drill for the consumer. So the first thing the consumer would be looking for is whether or not the drill looks like it'll do the job. So if it looks sturdy, if it looks robust, if it looks like the battery is large enough to do the job for long enough, if it looks powerful enough, all of these things would determine whether or not the purchaser would buy it. The other thing to consider in a lot of tools, for example, is whether it's masculine enough. This drill will predominantly be purchased by men using tools or operatives. So, is the drill masculine enough looking? So that the color choice might be important for that. Now, the third area to consider is physiology. Now, physiology is relating to the strength required to use the drill. So we're looking at the grip strength of the user, whether or not they can actually hold the drill, or whether the drill would slip out of their hands while they were trying to drill a hole. The other thing is the trigger finger strength, so whether or not you can pull the trigger in. Now that might sound obvious that you design it for that, but you don't want it accidentally going off in the bag. So you do want quite a restrictive spring on there, but still the human operator has to be able to pull it in. But if they're pulling it in for a long time, it may be that fatigue comes into play. So you want it to be able to lock off, and that's what this button does. If you can lock it off, it means you're not going to get prolonged fatigue in your finger. And the other thing to do with physiology is the weight of the object, whether or not the drill is very heavy, in which case fatigue would cut in earlier. So you want to make it light enough to be able to be used all day by a craftsman. And that's really the story of ergonomics and how it relates to a product. I want you to try and look at several other products and talk through these three areas in relation to how the human interacts with the product.